everybody, my name is LaPrecious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with LaPrecious. So today I'm going to be doing a Louisiana crawfish mukbang where you guys will be seeing me eat crawfish for the very first time. You guys don't know how much this is freaking me out because I can't, I can't look at these little things on the plate. And then I made my rice and stuff. So when it came to this Louisiana crawfish, I got it out of a Louisiana crawfish bag I bought from Walmart for $11. And I took some minute rice and sprinkled some Old Bay and garlic seasoning and put red onions on the top, as well as cooked Texas garlic bread. So this is what I'll be eating for today. Now, when it comes to the topics that I will be discussing today, it's going to be about Saweetie, Symone, as well as B.Simone. So you guys know that Saweetie just came out with a song called Tap In. And Tap In, I'm going to be honest, I don't like it. I've always liked Saweetie's look when she first came out with Icy Girl. She's always come out, being real fresh and pretty and street, and she's always had really good looks good. I've never had crawfish before. I don't even know how to eat it. I know, like when it comes to crawfish, I had to YouTube like how to eat these things, and I'm like, okay, I'll learn how to eat crawfish. Try something new, and then I'll just go ahead and chow down on it. So this is gonna be new for me too. But with Saweetie songs, I've always liked Saweetie. Saweetie to me is a pretty girl. She's unique. She has her own style and whatnot. And I like the fact that she's educated because you don't really see too many rappers other than Megan Thee Stallion that up going to college and getting your education and always being headstrong about doing what's right, for yourself as well as the community. And so that's what I like about Saweetie. But when it came to her song Tap In that she just came out with, I didn't like it. And the reason why I didn't like it is because it's the same sampled beat and it's the same lyrics like pretty face, cute waist, big butt, ooh, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, and I've heard Nicki say it, I've heard Megan Thee Stallion say it, Cardi B say it. I'm like, okay, we know y'all have pretty faces and big booties and small waists and whatnot to go with it. But let's just talk about something else for once. Hey, Beautiful Magic. Because I know in the music industry, sex sells. And you gotta look good, you gotta look sexy, you gotta have like a great personality to go with it, as well as a good beat and good lyrics. But this thin waist, cute waist, well, thin waist, big butt thingamajig that everybody's doing, it's getting old. And it's like I really want to hear something else. Like you could have a pretty face and a big butt and small waist and whatnot. But just come up with something else. Like do a love song maybe, and then do maybe like a club song, and then do maybe a song about, somebody getting on your nerves or whatnot. Or how you gotta beat a girl up for talking to your boyfriend and everything. Like the early 2000s type of rap songs that a lot of us remember. Cause it wouldn't be, a bad thing to come back to that. Like the trap stuff is good, the hood stuff is good, and the club bangers are cool. But mix something up in there that's a little bit more relatable. And a lot of Sweetie's fans, of course, had the same sentiments that I did. They said, Sweetie, we've heard this from you before. We want to hear something else. This is not a really good look for you, blah, blah, blah. And Sweetie was like, I don't care. It's my music. If that's how you feel, then all right. But I'm like, Sweetie, you need to listen to your fans because Icy Girl was cool. Now, a verse that she did that I thought was really different and the type of rap she needs to stick to is called Be From the South that she did with Mulatto and Trina. And it's like Mulatto was representing Georgia, Trina was representing Florida, and Sweetie was representing California. And when she came up with a song like My Back Up on the East, brought it back to the West, found it running mouth, I'm going to have to call a tech. Like with Rapunzel with the bundles, got a server down my neck. Like I like that verse that she did. And I actually think that's the best verse on the song out of Sweetie and Trina. Like she killed the song. And I think if Saweetie would stick to that type of verse on her songs and actually rap, with some substance, it would sound a lot better. And I think she would last a lot longer. Saweetie is a pretty girl. And like I said, I love her music and her sound. And she would really do good as a beauty spokesperson, which she's done because she's done things for Morphe because she has this little makeup kit with them called Sweetie's 24-hour makeup kit that they sold like earlier this year. I don't know if they still got it or not. And she's done things with CoverGirl and a lot of other people. So Sweetie by far is a pretty girl. So modeling is definitely for her. Being a beauty advertiser, beauty spokesperson, or just somebody who has their own makeup line, perfume line, and even clothing line is perfect for her. And she does have her own line with Pretty Little Thing. So I'm like, she got the beauty, the clothes, the look, makeup, and all that stuff down pat. But that music, sweetie, you gotta do better with that music. Like the way you killed that verse on "Be from the South" with Mulatto and Trina, you need to come with the same energy on another song. Because I think if fans hear another sample beat from Petey Pablo, R. Kelly, and all them other people you sample, they're gonna be like, okay, we about to throw this in the trash. Because we sick of hearing this. Now, moving along to B.Simone. So you guys know that B.Simone made headlines. I cooked this bread a little too long. I shouldn't have cooked it that long. It would have been more fluffy and not as tough. So, you guys know that B.Simone over the week was saying how she doesn't want to date a man that works a 9 to 5, but she only wants to work with a man that's a hustler like she is. Now, I don't see anything wrong with that in what she said. But at the same time, I'm like, B.Simone, you have to be careful about speaking things into existence, into the atmosphere with the wrong energy. Because what ended up happening after that, she must have pissed a whole lot of people off. And they started doing their research like, okay, so you think you're big and bad now because you can't afford a 9 to 5 kind of guy. So let's see if you're worth a 9 to 5 kind of, not worth a 9 to 5 kind of guy, but let's see if you're actually worth what it is that you're asking for. So people did a little research on her book. She has a book on her website called Baby Girl Manifest the Life That You Want, and come to find out, the whole book is plagiarized. She plagiarized black writers, white writers, and they were saying that all of the manifest rules and all of the how-to rules and whatnot were just plagiarized from people. And not only that, a lot of people was showing like videos of them skimming through the book. They said like, look at these cheap pages and look at this 1, 2, 3 steps she giving us. And she said, this is really $25. Now I'm gonna be honest, when it comes to these Instagram models, influencers, advertisers, even public figures, a lot of them are fake. They get by because they're pretty. They get by because they make a lot of money, and they promote this boss culture of how if you're not driving a Maserati, living in a Malibu mansion, got weave all the way down to your butt, then you're a nobody. And I feel like B.Simone is a part of that. Who was plagiarizing music? Well, B.Simone wasn't plagiarizing music. B.Simone, she plagiarized people's blogs. Like her whole book was plagiarized from other bloggers, and people was calling her out after she made that statement about how she doesn't date 9 to 5 kind of men. And I would say this, B.Simone, that it's fine with having preferences and what it is that you want and what you like. But I personally think that it's never a good idea to voice what you want to manifest out into the world in front of people, because you don't know who's for you and who's not, and especially with fans. And this was a very good example for you not to do that, because some people did some research on you and embarrassed you like no other. And you had to come back and apologize. And not only that, but she even said that she didn't even know that the book was plagiarized. I'm like, how you gonna write a book and publish a book and not even overlook it before you send it to the publisher. Like, I don't understand that. And that's why I say a lot of these social media gurus and self-help coaches and stuff like that, they hire all these people to do stuff for them and they don't look at it when it goes out. And I'm saying, how can you be a mogul or a boss chick and you're not even overlooking your stuff and clearing it before you put it on the shelf to be sold? Any real business owner knows that presentation is everything. It's a hit or miss when you put it out there on the table, or out there on the desk, or out there on the shelf. If it don't look good, smell good, feel good, people ain't buying it. But due to her, personality and her character and whatnot, she was able to sell these books. But since people, did their research and stuff, they find out that she's fraudulent. So, and leading on to what I was saying about speaking things into existence, you have to be careful when you speak things into existence in an arrogant spirit, because when you speak that into existence with an arrogant spirit, the universe has a way of saying, well, you're not as bad as you think you are because you plagiarized your book. You hire people to put your stuff out there. You slap your name on everything. So you ain't really a boss chick. The people that you hired are the real bosses. So since you think you're so big and bad and everything that you're not, I'm going to send you a 9 to 5 dude to humble you. And a lot of times that ends up happening. I've seen and I've heard a lot of people say they don't prefer dark skinned women, they don't prefer light skinned women, they don't prefer white men, or they don't prefer black men and whatever. And later on down the line, you see them dating people or mating with people that are people they said they would never look at. And sometimes the universe just has a way of getting you like that. Like, you cannot discriminate. And I'm not saying preferences are discriminating against people, but you can't sit up here and judge people for being something that you don't prefer. And you can't bully people based on how people look and come off and whatnot. And that's not what you want. And this is the thing that I don't like about people nowadays with these preferences is it's okay for you to like what you like, but you don't have to bash the people that's not what you like. If you don't like them, leave them alone and don't talk about them. And that's where a lot of these celebrities get the backlash because, okay, we understand you like what you like, but you ain't got to bash everybody that likes what you like. Because at the end of the day, the same people you don't prefer, they buying your books and your makeup and putting money in your pockets. So that goes to show you that no matter who we prefer, we still need everybody. So, I done lost my spoon. Where my spoon go? Wow. Really? How could I have lost my spoon? Oh, sorry, y'all. I have to go and find my spoon. Here it is. Oh, now we're going to eat the rice. So the big finale is going to be me eating these crawfish. Okay, so. This is so good. Mm, mm. I'm going to move this back so that y'all can see me eating it. So now I want to talk about Raven-Symoné. So whether you guys know it or not, Raven-Symoné got married over the week and she married a woman. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about Raven-Symoné is I can respect her now than I used to. Because you guys know when she first came out of her long hiatus after That's So Raven, she came out as lesbian. But she said a lot of ignorant things on The View about black people. She was talking about how she wouldn't hire somebody that had a black sounding name or a ghetto name. And she said Michelle Obama looked like a monkey. And she even agreed because I remember there was a news reporter from Univision and he said something about Michelle Obama looking like a monkey and Raven agreed with it. Now, Raven didn't get any flack, but I remember that news reporter on Univision, he lost his job over that. And I ain't seen him on Univision since, so they were serious about that. But yeah, Raven, she just said so much ignorant things about black people, and it just made me lose so much respect for her back then because I'm like, Raven, you were black girls role models on Disney Channel. Her TV show was the first TV show on Disney to be an African American show that had over 100 episodes. Every episode was good, every season was good. She was doing Cheetah Girls. She was doing other movies. She did a movie with not Dr. Doolittle, but she was in those movies as well. She was on, let's see, she had her own podcast where she taught girls about beauty products and beauty tips and stuff. She had that So Raven books, the perfume. I remember that perfume smelled so good. It smelled like vanilla cookies, like vanilla sugar cookies. Because I remember I had a little spray bottle that came with it. She had like the computer games. I mean, Raven had it made back then when she was on Disney Channel. And I felt like she just tarnished her image so bad when she was on The View talking like that. And it just pisses me off sometimes how a lot of these black celebrities will have such golden careers and will have such beautiful legacies and they just tarnish it with their mouths. I'm like, if you got a good thing going, I know we live in an age where everybody's opinion matters, even though it shouldn't, when everybody should be able to voice how they feel and whatnot. I'm just old school when it comes to a lot of things, and that may not be popular, but I feel like it does save us a lot of hurt and pain when we use our common sense. It seems to be out of style nowadays. Everything that's thought doesn't need to be said, and everything that's felt doesn't need to be expressed. And if you know that what you're going to say is offensive and mean and rude, and you know everybody's not going to agree with it, don't say it. Because a lot of people have this attitude of I said what I said, I can say whatever I want to say, but when you get that backlash, you wish you wouldn't have said it. So, Martin, well, I liked you back then, Braven, but you know, she kind of did it in for me, and I really didn't have an issue with her being gay because if she wants to be gay, that's her business. But I just feel like her saying all the other racially insensitive things she said it wasn't needed. I could have just accepted the fact that, you know, that Raven is coming out as a lesbian. She wants to do something new. She wants to be herself, but the ignorance that could have stayed in the closet. Like she should have just left that in there. But yeah, so Raven Symone got married over the weekend and she married a woman. And she seems to be really happy for her. So, you know, Raven, you know, she's doing her thing. Raven's Home, which is the sequel. It's not really the sequel because the sequel of that So Raven was Cora in the House. So I guess it's like the second sequel of Raven. So we knew what happened to Corey, but now we know what happened to Raven. Because Raven is playing a single mom along with Chelsea, who's a single mom. And Raven married Devon, who was like her high school boyfriend crush on that So Raven, who was played by Lil J, who was a rapper outside of the show. And in the show, Raven's Home, they got a divorce and they had two kids. And since Raven and Chelsea are still best friends, Chelsea's son and Raven's son and daughter are like all friends. And so they grow up together and hang out and whatnot. So it's really cool. I've seen a few episodes of Raven's Home and I like that, Cole. It's a good watch. So yeah, it's a good thing for Raven. So we've talked about Saweetie, we've talked about Raven-Symoné, B.Simone. Now Cardi B was somebody I did want to touch on. Cardi B, Cardi B has everybody knows Cardi B. Cardi B has been a mega star for a minute now. But Cardi B has been like falling off a little bit. And I actually like Cardi B now since she's more low key than I did in the middle of her career. Because Cardi B, when she first came out with the Gangsta B mixtapes, Volume 1 and Volume 2, I like Volume 2 better than Volume 1. And she was doing really well. And then she did the song with Ozuna called, what is the name? Modelo. Yeah, that song called Modelo. That was good. And then she did Motorsport, Bodak Yellow, I Like It Like That. I mean, she had tons of good songs that came out. And her career was really on the roster. But the thing that turned me off from her, she was making, ignorant comments about black people, talking about dark skinned women being roaches. And she just said a lot of offensive stuff. And that's what turned me off about her. And so that's what did it in for me with Cardi B. Now, Cardi B is she's talented, she's pretty, and I do like her tattoos and whatnot. But I just feel like during the quarantine, like her song Press that she didn't do as well as a lot of people anticipated it would. And then she did another song, which is a Spanish song called I think it's called Bebe or like Little Bebe. And it has like Annual AA on it and a couple other like Latin artists on there. One of them that was familiar. I think he did a song with Cardi B called Papi, like Yo soy tu papi, eres mi mami, or something like that. And I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, they did another song, and that song didn't do really good because a lot of people didn't talk about it. And I just feel like Cardi B, like when she was in quarantine, she was talking about a lot of political stuff about what needs to change in the country, how people of color need to be treated better, and so on and so forth. And she had some really cute hairstyles, like the blue bows that one of the beauty YouTubers had redid. Then she had like the really pretty like red buns on the side with the two bangs. That was cute. But I feel like Cardi B, what she should have been doing was putting out music. Now her nemesis, I hate to compare her to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is now surpassing Cardi B, which is what I mentioned in my Trolls review video. Because Nicki, I'm glad that she's getting back to the music and she's doing what's best for her and it's getting her those numbers and those like charts that she wants. But I feel like Cardi B, I'm like, come on, Cardi B, you have people that write for you. You got a team behind you. I mean, yeah, your album keeps going platinum every year, it surpasses, but you got to do something. And now a lot of people have been clowning her about her gaining weight, about her editing her body. Oh, I'm over here eating with you, but eating hot Cheetos. Oh, okay. Hmm. Speaking of hot Cheetos, I've seen some videos where people have made like the Mexican corn with hot Cheetos with the cheese and mayonnaise and stuff on it. I've seen people do fried chicken with like hot Cheeto batter and stuff on it. So I was wondering how that would taste. Now I'm gonna be honest with hot Cheetos. I like them a little bit, but not too much. I remember Takis a couple years ago because my brother used to eat them all the time. They Takis taste good, but they're like, no, I don't like them. I like the lime ones because the lime gave it a little bit more kick, but other than that, mm-mm. Okay, y'all. So now we about to sit up here and watch me eat this crawfish. Now the little legs and stuff falling off, as y'all can probably see. So yeah, this is what the crawfish looks like, front and back. Take the little legs off. So based on the videos that I watched, they say you're supposed to take the tail, and I'm gonna grip it all the way. You're supposed to take the tail and twist it like this. Ooh, it's easy. And then they say you're supposed to. I might have cooked all the juice out of it. So to twist it like this, and then take that little leg off. And then as y'all can see with the meat and stuff right there, it's kind of spicy. Just like I like it though. Then you see the meat right here, and you just suck it out like that. I like the taste. And the reason why I like the taste of it is because, okay, now they said another thing you're supposed to do is crack the shell off of it and just like peel it like this. Okay, oops, coming off. Now I'm gonna swallow none of the shell part. Mmm, that came out nice and clean. Didn't even have to peel it off. Now the flavoring, the Louisiana sauce, the Louisiana seasoning they have on here, it is a little spicy, but it's not like red hot kind of spicy. You taste it's more of like a mix of salt, pepper, Old Bay seasoning, and butter. And it has like a ocean taste to it. And that's what I tasted in it. Like if you've ever like smelled ocean water or like got a little bit of it in your mouth when you were like swimming or anything, that's what it tastes like. But not too much. But yeah, this is good. Okay, so now we about to crack this part open. And as you guys can see, it got some meat. Got some meat all up in the head. This is the head part, y'all. So this is what I'm eating. Let's see. Oh, this is the eyeball part. I cooked it so hard. I about cooked the eyeball. I don't think I'm gonna eat that part. But yeah, this is good. It's a little bit of meat. One thing I say is like when it comes to the head part, you can get like a little bit of meat off of it, but then when you start tasting the crunchy part of it, which is the cartilage, it's alright. But other than that, I wouldn't eat that part. Whew. But yeah, so with Cardi B, I feel like what she should have did during quarantine, talking about politics and whatnot, it is it's good for her, but people really want to hear what she has to say about music. Because Cardi B, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, everybody knows Cardi B wanted to be a rapper because that's what she wanted to be. And she was able to have her wish granted because she's known as a superstar, and a lot of people are calling her the queen of hip hop now. But I think that Cardi B, when she's done with her music career, she's gonna become a politician, maybe a president, a governor, senator, something like that in politics. Because I could really see that being her like resting place. Because this music stuff, I feel like based off of her being so insecure, every time somebody has something to say about her music, her teeth, her body, it's just like getting on her nerves. And I think that if she were to become like a politician or maybe a lawyer of some sorts, I think that would calm her down and that would make her more happy. And here we go with another one, y'all. And you guys can lick the body too, because if you lick the body, you'll get most of that juice on there. So if you guys want to know how to eat crawfish, I have to show you. So you take it like this and you grab it and then you twist the tail like this. And then you can lick and suck the head and suck all the juice out of it and the spices. And then you could break like the back legs and stuff off of it. Let's see, I'm gonna get some of this like skin or whatever this is on this thing. And then what you do at the top, you crack, crack the top. You crack. Ooh, come on now, let's crack, crack. Okay, so you crack the top and take, hey best friend, and then you just, oh, okay, I got some other stuff at the bottom. Okay, yeah. So you take all the hard pieces off, and then you just take the meat out the tail like this, and take some of that tail off at the bottom. And you trying to clean it off, and you eat the meat. I think I saw an interview where Cardi said she would dog walk Tommy Lorraine during a political argument. I think she could really go places if she didn't let people get to her. I agree with that too. Because over the weekend, not over the weekend, but a few days ago, Cardi B, she's been posting like pictures of her, like her tattoos that she had done on her back, and then she had her peacock redone on her shoulder because it was starting to fade. And so she's been showing that off, and a lot of people were saying that she has like hips and like back fat and all that kind of stuff. And she took offense to it because she was taking like pictures and videos, and a lot of people were saying that she was like photo editing her pictures. And then people was also saying that she was and then people were also saying that she was, editing her videos of her body. And she did a video, said, yeah, this is my body. I look good. My boobs and stuff are on fleek, and my stomach looks right. And sorry, y'all. My stomach looks right and whatever and everything. And she said, I got lipo money, so, I could get it done. And my thing is, Cardi B, I'm like, if you keep letting people get to you like that, they going to get the best of you, and you're not going to ever be able to be satisfied with yourself or anything. Tommy Lorraine, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Tommy Lorraine, I think, is a politician or a political commentator, I think from Fox News. And she always says ignorant things about immigrants, the LGBTQ community, black people. I mean, a lot of people have gotten her told. A lot of people have gotten her told. But yeah, with Cardi B, I'm like, people was already talking about your teeth, and you had your teeth redone, and you decided to get your body done. Now, she had her body done first time because she was a stripper, political commentator. Okay. And she first had her body done as a stripper, of course, for her to make more money and to feel more attractive. She used to have her own show on the Blaze. Okay. And and not only that, but true, she gets paid to be ignorant. Yep. And so Cardi B was pretty much saying, well, no, not Cardi B was saying, but yeah, but Cardi B, I'm like, you already had your teeth done because people was talking about your teeth. And after she had her daughter Culture, she had, liposuction. And I think she had her breasts and her whole body redone. And she showed her feet where they were like really swollen, where she didn't put on like the bandages and stuff. And she was, flying out and whatnot. And it was starting to mess her body up. And I'm saying, Cardi B, I'm like, you have to understand that you're human and you're going to get hungry and you're going to want to gain weight. And she's extremely masculine acting. She is. Tommy Lorraine, it's nothing like feminine about her. Like, she's very like, you're going to listen to me because the immigrants don't belong here. And, where black people complain about this, but they're the ones that cause the problems. And She's very aggressive, very aggressive. And I want to say she's the ignorant version of Amanda Seals. Now, Amanda Seals, I like how she stands firm for black people, but I can't listen to her much longer because she's so aggressive in how she says things. So I have to handle Amanda Seals from afar because she just got too much like bark in her for me to really listen to everything that she's saying. But yeah, Cardi B, she had her teeth done and all this stuff done. And by looking at Cardi B's body, she don't need to do no more work because I feel like her stomach, now she has abs, but I don't know if those are like the surgically enhanced abs. Because you guys know you can get plastic surgery and the doctor can give you abs. And I don't know if the doctor gave her those abs or she worked out for them herself. But I'm like, Cardi B, you don't need any more surgery because you keep on, you're going to mess your body up. Can you believe Tommy said the Black Lives Matter moves a new KK? Can't believe she still has a platform. Yeah, and I'm saying to myself, like, how can you talk about Black Lives Matter being the KKK when they not killing people? They're not lynching people. Black Lives Matter, they're not lynching people and throwing people in jail for crimes they didn't do, stopping people late at night on the road and accusing them of going too fast when they didn't, and then killing them and throwing their bodies in the ditch. Like the Klans people, they did that. And need I remind you, the police force used to be the Klans people. Because back in the day, a lot of those police officers and those head sergeants of some of those police forces in the South, they were Klansmen. They were police officers by day and Klansmen by night. A lot of them were. So Tommy Loran, I couldn't be, I'm going to be honest with y'all, you could not pay me enough money to say and do the things that those people do on TV like that, Trump included. Trump is a butthole. He is. He is a butthole. He thinks he knows everything. He thinks he can do everything and not say anything wrong or do anything wrong. And it's ridiculous. Yeah, some people will not respond at all if you are barking at them or you receive a negative response. Yeah, yeah. Because I'll admit, because I'll admit, I used to be a bit of a barker when I used to talk, but I had to learn how to not be that way because let me see if I can get this out my finger. A lot of people just don't respond well to that. And it's hard for you to get people to listen and to take you seriously like that. But yeah, Donald Trump, and then there's a black girl. What is her name? I think it's what? There's a black girl who's a Trump supporter who's a proud advocate of it as well. And it just doesn't make any sense to me how she's like that. Because my thing is, how can you be black and be against your own people? And not only be against your own people, but you're pushing a campaign that's going to oppress your people even more. And I've just seen this so many times in life. I've seen it a little bit growing up because y'all know when it comes to 80s babies and 90s babies, when it came to the black community, everybody was black. And everybody had a common culture, common knowledge, common everything. And we saw, the black kids sometimes that wanted to be white and they would talk white and act white and stuff just to fit in. And no, I haven't seen the Dave Chappelle special. They said he said something too. Where they said he alluded that he cheated on his wife. And, you know, with black people, then, we saw the ones that didn't like being black and didn't want to be black. But now it's just like you have some black people who are just so hateful towards other black folks. And it's like they'll be cool with whites, Hispanics, Asians, whomever is not black, and they will purposely bash us. And I've even experienced some of this before. And I just don't understand how a black person can stand with other groups of people that are racist towards us and forget that they're black and that they have the same skin tone and everything that we have. And I know it's called self hate, but it just doesn't make sense. Candace, yeah, her name is Candace. hmm I think it's Candace Owens. Candace Owens, that's her name. And when it comes to Black Lives Matter, it's sad that we had to witness another innocent person be killed the same way a lot of us have been killed. But I'm glad that people are starting to notice us with Black Lives Matter. Major companies are broadcasting black people, black culture, Black Lives Matter. A lot of people celebrated Juneteenth yesterday. You even had banks closing early just to commemorate our day. But I want this to be something that lasts forever and not just a moment. But sometimes things like this have to happen for things to change. Because one thing that I'll say is that a lot of black people always talk about how it's so much easier for the LGBT community and the immigrant communities to thrive and whatnot because of the laws. And that is true. And I really do believe that during the presidential candidacy of Barack Obama, he made it that way. But I feel like if blacks were more educated and informed about the legal system, we probably could have made waves too. Because I feel like what Obama should have done since he was the first black president, you had a lot of these lynchings happen during his presidency. Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, as well as others that happened when he was in office, and none of this stuff was fixed as fast or changed as much as it is now. And that was the thing I didn't like about Obama. I voted for Obama when he first, well, I didn't vote because I wasn't old enough to vote then. And even when he was inaugurated the second time around, I wasn't old enough to vote. But I'm not an Obama supporter. I'm not, because I felt like Obama, he made it easier for immigrants and the LGBT community to live in this country freely and to have the law protect them. But I felt like with blacks, he didn't do that for us. And that was the point that disappointed me about him. And not only that, but I do feel like he could have did a lot more as a president instead of making speeches all the time. Because I felt like he did a lot of that too. He made speeches about the oil spill, made speeches about the Dream Act. I mean, he made all these speeches, but there wasn't a lot done for us. And even with Michelle Obama's, I remember she had this thing about kids eating healthy, where she went to like select schools in the country where she was going to transform the lunches and to make them a lot healthier. They dragged her for that on Twitter. They said the hot dogs was overcooked, the chicken nuggets was nasty, And they said the food was just so poorly proportioned, where instead of it being in small portions, it was in two small portions where the kids felt like they hardly ate anything. And when y'all saw them trays, they didn't look like they had nothing on them trays. Nothing. Yeah, the food wasn't good at all. And so I felt like Michelle and Barack Obama were good examples to black people as well as other people that when you go to college and follow your dreams and goals and things like that, you too can become the president. But I just feel like if you're going to represent one of the most oppressed ethnic groups in the country, at least make it so we get first dibs and first tabs when it comes to privileged treatment with the legal system. Like that's how I feel about it. Like if you're gonna be one of us in the White House where all the rules are made that either makes or break us, you need to make sure we get first dibs on that. And I just felt like he didn't. Now with Obama's presidency, you had the assassination of Osama bin Laden and Saddam Hussein. And Osama bin Laden, he was a well wanted terrorist for the time being. Like they've been trying to catch him since Bush was in office. And so there were a lot of good things that did happen when Obama was in office. But there were a lot of war crimes that happened in Obama's presidency when a lot of the soldiers went overseas. A lot of people have talked about that. And when you do research, it's true. And so I just felt like that's what Obama should have improved on. But now I just really hope that black people, we have all these rules now that are protecting us, but I do feel like we need a little bit more because I think what's going to help people learn more about black people and black culture is not so much as eating the food, speaking in ebonics, listening to hip hop music and whatnot, but actually get to know black people and actually get to know what we like and what we're interested in and whatnot. And if you're not interested in us like that, that's fine. But I just feel like there needs to be mutual respect between us and other races, especially when it comes to white people. Now, moving back to Cardi B, Cardi B also said she was doing a live and I was watching it the other night. And she was pretty much, talking as usual. Then she started talking in Spanish. And when she was talking about, I think Saddam Hussein died before Obama became president, did he? Because I thought Saddam Hussein died Osama bin Laden. Okay, yeah, I know he had Osama bin Laden, but Saddam Hussein, um, I don't know. He might have died before then, but I just know both of them died and everybody wanted to kill him. So with Cardi B, when she started speaking in Spanish on her live, she was pretty much saying that people didn't think that she was Dominican enough and that she didn't want to go back to the Dominican Republic. And I've noticed that I only want to shop black owned businesses, but I've just noticed some of those businesses don't even respect black people. It's tough. Yeah, they don't. Because even before this whole Black Lives Matter movement thing, there have always been black businesses. And I've always seen black people clown and disrespect black businesses above everybody else. But a lot of people have always said the reason why they don't go to black businesses because they're unprofessional, the receptionists have rude or bad attitudes. They're not able to get good service and they're just really sloppy. Now, from my experience of being in black business, sometimes we don't even know these businesses are black owned. We just see them in stores and we don't know that they're black owned until somebody tells us or we see them, on TV or see them on Facebook or whatever. But black owned businesses, from what I've been to, and I'm going to be honest, but I'm not going to be cruel. Black owned businesses sometimes can be very professional. There's a lady that I go to downtown here in Winston. She has a beautiful store. She sells African attire, African decor, African tapestries, and everything. Her shop is immaculate, and she's always nice and pleasant. But there was one black owned spa that I went to. Now, when you walk in the door, it's very pretty. very spiritual, it's clean and everything. But the people there could be a whole lot more professional. You got massage people coming in late, people's massages not starting on time, being 20, 30 minutes behind, and you are scheduled to be rubbed down or to get a massage by one person, you got another person coming in that person's spot. And then when I want to pay for my services, you don't even have a credit card reader to take my money. And then you almost making me give you cash that I don't have to pay. And that dysfunction that a lot of black people have sometimes, I just can't deal with it. I cannot, because it just seems like doing right and doing the right thing is just so wrong. And it's like they just have to make stuff difficult and not go right just to have some sense of order. And I can't live like that. And when it comes to other black businesses like restaurants and whatnot, they've been clean. The food has been good and whatnot, but I don't know. It's like when it comes to black owned business, because honestly, whenever I go to the store and shop, I could care less who owns it as long as I'm able to buy what I need or to buy what I'm looking for, and I'm treated with respect while I'm shopping there. That's pretty much what I look at. I don't really like hunt down who's owned by blacks and who's not. So, I just, I really don't look at that per se. And so, that's pretty much how I feel about it. Um, but I've heard of people on YouTube that have gone to that have worked as black people, and they say they get disrespected so bad by blacks. And I can attest to that too, because I have worked at Walmart and I have worked in a medical office as a secretary, and sometimes the black ones did have the worst attitudes. They won't let you talk. They want to talk over you. They always want to size you up by how much money you make in your position. They want you waiting on them hand or foot. And this is why black people can't be respected by everybody, because we don't respect each other. Like if you're performing and doing all this stuff in front of black, Hispanic, and Asian people, they gonna pick up on that because they're gonna be like, well, what's the point of us respecting y'all and y'all don't even respect yourselves? And I think if we would nip that in the bud, it would be a lot better for us. But I just feel like slavery has just been embedded in us so deep when it comes to the preferential treatment of certain black people based on skin color and body structure and attitude and likability towards parents and grandparents and the clickiness and the ghetto people versus bougie people and the rich people versus the middle class people. It's just a lot going on within our culture. And I feel like that's what messes us up with this racial equality stuff too. If we could all just stand on one accord and move forward, it would be better. But I feel like that's why there's that stop and go with us. With Cardi B said she wasn't gonna go back to the Dominican Republic. And I feel like with Cardi B, I'm gonna be honest. When I look at Cardi B, when I see her in some of these wigs and hairstyles, she looks like a black girl. And I know a lot of people consider Cardi B to be, Afro Latina. I wouldn't consider her to be Afro Latina because both of her parents are not black. And just because somebody has a black grandparent or a black great grandparent doesn't mean that they're black, because especially when you're born in another country, such as a Latin country, you could be mixed with any and everything. And sometimes it's easy to trace the blackness, sometimes it's not. If it's in you, it's in you. But I think Cardi B, she feels more comfortable in black American culture. And I notice a lot of races sometimes they just feel that way. And it's not so much as cultural appropriation, because you do have some people who are from other races, but they just feel more comfortable being around people of other races. And they just know that their personalities and their spirits just doesn't agree with how their culture just chooses to do things. And that's why you see so many people dating interracially or having interracial friendships and mixed churches and whatnot. Because I'm noticing a lot of people now, they want normalcy, but they also want freedom of expression. And in certain cultures, there's just a protocol and a set way of talking and carrying yourself and just looking and seeing things that a lot of people feel like they can't live up to, or they're just tired of living up to it and they just want to be able to be themselves. So this is my finished crawfish mess. I'm gonna see if I can crack some of these heads open right here so I can get some of this meat out. And I think the next time I need to steam it because it's supposed to be juice in the head, and I don't have nothing in the head to really suck out. But yeah, I'm gonna crack this open and see if I can get some meat out of here. Mm, no, ugh. I can't get nothing out the head but cartilage and other stuff. So no. But one thing I don't get is that whenever you get crawfish or even lobster, it's like, let me crack open some of these. Let's see if it's some meat in here. Trying to crack it like crab legs. No, it's not like crab legs. There ain't hardly nothing in there. But one thing I don't like about seafood, that when it comes to lobster tail and crab legs and even crawfish, it's like you get such little meat in it, and it's so expensive. Like, I don't see how you want me to pay a lot for such a little bit. So I hope you all like this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment section, and don't forget to try some crawfish. Now, I did get this crawfish from the seafood section at Walmart, and it's called Louisiana crawfish bag. And it comes in a blue bag, and you'll see like frozen crawfishes on the inside. And it only costs $11. So it's just $11 for one big bag. And it's enough in there, y'all, to really eat off of for a good month, depending on if you're going to be serving this to a family and whatnot. But yeah, this is the finished product of the crawfish. So don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment section, and have a good day.